Alright, well, welcome to another video from down here in Maryland today. Still near Harper's Ferry. Just got done filming over I did the Maryland Heights Trail and the Stone Fort Trail. That was a doozy, coming the Stone Fort Trail. But now I'm going to be exploring another Civil War site here, Fort Duncan. I'll turn you around in a moment. But this is just off of Pleasantville Road, coming up Harper's Ferry Road here along the Potomac River. So I'm going to turn you around, and Fort Duncan is up on that hill up there, because the Potomac River is just down there. Kind of makes a bend around this hill. So we're going to be making our way up there shortly. See what all we can find up there, Fort Duncan. And on the way there, or once we are there, I'll tell a little more history of what went on here. Of course, this deals with the American Civil War. Alright, let's get packed up and get going. Alright, so from the parking lot here, right off of Pleasantville Road, I'm going to head up this gated road here. This land belongs to the C&O Canal Trust, so this is public land. So I'm going to head on up there. There's a cool house, I think, over there, and I think some trails, some unnamed trails lead up to the fort, so that's the plan. Yeah, so check it out. Beautiful old house. I think they rent it out at times, what I read, but wow. I love those old houses. Alright. We're gonna keep on going. I think there's a trail. Yeah, here we go. I just came across another really old house. This one is not being rented out. It's in pretty bad shape. But I think we'll stay out of this one though. It is posted. And I looked in a little bit. Floors are pretty soft. I saw a vulture fly out the top there. So, beautiful little piece of history though. We'll take one little look inside. Of course, you can see the floors are pretty much gone. You can see the steps. Everything's kind of a little cattywampus, crooked and everything. So, but here's just a view. Quick little view inside here. Some ugly paint back in there. All right, we'll move on. Try and find this Civil War fort. And you do want to be careful if you ever come upon old buildings like this. A lot of times it is best just to stay out. A lot of the floors in there are pretty soft. Everything's starting to crumble. Especially if it's posted. So you're just going to get yourself in trouble. So just keep that in mind. Doesn't hurt to take a peek inside, but... Alright. It looks like the trails up here have not been maintained for a number of years. So I am just going to go off trail. I know the fort is on the top of the hill, so I'm just going to make my way up to the top of the hill, off trail. Might be the best thing at this point. There's one other spot in here I want to explore, but I have GPS coordinates for that. Maybe we'll find some trails up there, but there was a trail coming up from that old house, but it just kind of, I don't know. I need to be up there. So anyway, we're going to cut up through the woods to the top of the hill. Hopefully find this remains of this fort. It'll probably just be, you know, there's not gonna be like a full-blown fort up there. Just be some earthworks and remnants like that. Okay, I think I might finally see something over here. I do see some larger, what look like earthworks over there. So let's hope they are. Oh, you know what? Here's a piece of brick. The shadow's in the way. So that's a good sign, actually. All right. Yeah, there are definitely some earthworks here for a fort. So I believe we found it. Oh yeah, because it continues on. Oh yeah. You can see a number of earthworks over here as well. Alright, so I'm gonna walk around and explore a little bit, so I'm glad we found it, because I didn't really know exactly where it was up here. Like I said, the trails down there, a trail started down there, but it kind of disappeared. The maps showed a trail coming right up to here, but I don't really, I'm getting distracted. I'm seeing all kinds of little things to look at. Alright, in a little bit I'm going to find a little spot to sit down and tell you a little bit about this fort as well. But let's walk around a little bit as we try and find a spot to sit. So I'm not sure how extensive this fort is. Alright, I'm getting distracted. I will get back to you. Hey, just check that out down there. There's a neat earthwork right here. Oh yeah, this looks like, I was just up at Maryland Heights, excuse me, hiked the Stone Fort Trail. They had a number of these too. I think these are like where they call powder magazines, where they stored some of the black powder and ammunition in this pit area, but there would have been like a mound over it as well. So I'm gonna guess that's what this is. All right, I'm gonna explore, keep looking around, see what else we can find, because these are all earthworks here. Going up there. And I'm starting to see some much more impressive earthworks up here, or breastworks, I guess you would call them. Oh yeah. Oh wow. This is actually pretty impressive. So in there would be the fort. And there's this ditch on the outside of the fort. Check that out. So in order to invade this fort, you'd have to, cross that ditch and go up. So this is probably the main fort right here. Okay, well, there's quite impressive. You can see how big these earthworks really are. All right, let's go down into the ditch. It's almost like a moat around the castle. Goes on that way. You can clearly see the ditch there. Let's go up into the fort. Yeah. Whew. You can clearly see the breastworks going off that way. Seen a lot of mounds in there. So like I said, this is Fort Duncan, and this is just up the river from Harper's Ferry. And this fort was built largely in response to the Battle of Antietam and some events prior to that when Stonewall Jackson captured Harper's Ferry, and like a ton of federal troops surrendered to him, and in an effort to stop, Confederates from being able to take this area again, they built a whole series of forts along this area just north of Harper's Ferry. I think it was called the Bernard Line, after the one general who designed it. So that includes the stone fort that we were at just over in the previous video, just north of Harper's Ferry, but this was part of it as well. And this was built in October of 1862, just after the Battle of Antietam. And it never really saw any real action. It was never attacked. The closest it came was in 1864, Jubal Early's invasion of Washington D.C. actually. It's actually kind of interesting. He didn't get into, that's a whole cool story in itself. I gotta talk about that in another video, but Jubal Early was a Confederate general, and he invaded Maryland and made it all the way to Washington D.C., the outskirts of Washington D.C. You don't hear too much about it, but it's actually an interesting interesting event that he got that close. But anyway, this fort helped to kind of repulse Early away from Harper's Ferry. He ended up going around Harper's Ferry instead of capturing it, which he wanted to do, but because of this fort and other defenses, he went around it. And I think that if he hadn't been delayed here at Harper's Ferry, he may have actually done some damage over in Washington, D.C., but because he was delayed here, reinforcements were able to rush up to Washington, D.C. from down in Virginia and stuff. So it's kind of an interesting history here. But this fort never saw an actual attack from the Confederate Army. But still an interesting place here. So we're gonna walk around a little bit more. We're gonna walk along these breastworks, check out some of the mounds in the middle here. Just an interesting spot out here. Kind of forgotten up here. I mean, it's all overgrown. Really no trails coming up here, at least that I could see. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start exploring this fort some more. I'm going to walk along these breastworks for a while, and once again you can clearly see the ditch down there on the outside of the fort. And then we'll walk around, we'll explore the inside a little bit. But I hear some sirens going off. All right. Yeah, it took a lot of work to make these breastworks. You know, they dig that whole ditch out and make this huge earthwork here. That's a lot of work. Looking over into the fort, you can see some more of those what look like little cellar holes, but I'm going to assume that those are more powder magazines where they kept the powder, black powder and ammunition. They would have had like a mound of dirt over them as well back in the day, from the pictures I saw. But wow. Just making my way around this whole fort. We started way over there. Here you get a better view of these workings on the inside. We'll take a closer look at those in a moment as well. But man, you know, 150 years ago or so, 1860s, this place would have been bustling with activity. You know, there would have been cannons and soldiers everywhere. Now it just looks like this. It's all overgrown. Kind of forgotten up here too. Let's go ahead and go down in here and take a look. Looks like the entrance in here. Whoops. Roll my foot there. Pretty deep pit right in there. There's some more works in the middle there, earthworks. All right, looks like we might have the entrance to the fort up here. There's a cut through the breastworks here. I'm guessing this is where they came in through. The entrance to the old fort here. Yeah, so this is definitely the entrance. maybe outside. And then the ditch, that ditch starts up on either side then. There's looking back. Definitely an interesting place. I mean, I just find it kind of odd that there is no trail taking you up here. I mean, this is a neat, really awesome historical site. You know, it could be cleaned up a little bit. A lot of these smaller trees could be cleared out. But yeah, I don't know. There's nothing here. Yeah, to like even those little informational boards to tell you what this is or what it was. Yeah, well, I mean, at least it's still here and preserved. So, pretty cool. I'll try and get the GPS coordinates while I'm here. Alright, I'm going to head out a little bit. Got one more place I'm going to try and find that's just down the hill from here. Looks like a pretty cool site. It's been a long day. Alright, I'll catch up with you in just a little bit. Alright, so once again, a really pretty awesome site out here, just in the middle of the woods. It is on public land, so and if you think about coming here to metal detect, you might want to think twice. They don't allow it up here, and I don't think they would take too kindly to finding someone up here doing that. I doubt you would find much anyway, because I'm pretty sure before this was owned by the C&O Canal Trust Company that it's probably hit pretty hard. And even after it was owned by them, I'm sure people have come up here. It's a known site. Anyway, just be responsible when you visit these places. Yeah, I say it, but it still perplexes me that there's really no trails leading here. Just kind of neglected, but oh well. It's here though. Fort Duncan. If you're in the area, come check it out. I can give you the coordinates if you're interested. I might put them down in the description too. We'll see what happens. Alright. I'm going to try and get to one more place down the hill here. I'll be in another video though. It should be a cool spot from what I've seen on some pictures on the internet. Alright, once again, thanks for coming along. I hope you enjoyed exploring this little secluded spot out here with me. Just doesn't get too many visitors, I don't think. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.